And a good Tuesday morning, Quad Cities. It is 9:05 here on this Tuesday, June 16th. I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzke. This is a severe storm discussion getting you ready for what is likely going to be a very active day around here once again as we go into tomorrow. Some ingredients coming back into play that will once again return the threat of severe weather to our region, including some very heavy rainfall, some hail, damaging winds, and yes, even a few tornadoes. So we're going to spend about the next 20 minutes or so breaking down the threat and the risks for tomorrow. There are three possible scenarios when it comes to storms tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to take you through each scenario, which one I think is going to play out, and of course, everything else in between. So we'll go through that. If you have a question regarding what comes our way tomorrow or what could become our way tomorrow, put it in our chat, which you can get to with the phone number that we'll put at the bottom of your screen. I'll be monitoring that. Not sure if we're simulcasting right now. Actually, I can confirm we are simulcasting on Facebook. I just got the stream up. So you can also put it in the comment section of our Facebook Live. I'll be watching that as well. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like tomorrow will be another volatile day. Just kind of a pit in my stomach regarding areas to the south and east of our region, because those areas that experienced the very strong tornadic activity last week, including the two EF3 tornadoes, we had the one go through Streeter, we had the other EF3 tornado go north of the Peoria region. Those same areas are once again under a big risk for severe weather tomorrow, which is unfortunate because those folks are still cleaning up from what happened last week. So this morning, we've had a couple of showers and thunderstorms that were moving through. Those, of course, have not been severe. There was no worry about those being severe, but a cold front pushing in. So that's what brought the activity. It's now heading off to the east, which means we're not expecting any additional showers and thunderstorms today. And overall, it's going to be a really nice day to take advantage of and get outside. Tomorrow, not the case. Tomorrow will be our weather impact alert day. It is for both the morning and the evening. The morning time frame is for a round of heavy rain producing thunderstorms. Those could also have some gusty winds and some small hail. Not really expecting much in terms of severe weather for the morning. But the afternoon, the late afternoon into the early evening, timing it out, I would say right between 4 and 7. That is when we have that window where we could see some of those strong to severe thunderstorms with the hail threat, with the wind threat, and the threat of a few tornadoes that'll be racing through. Let me show you what the storm zones look like as of this morning. There are 2 days worth. So I'm going to show you the storm zone first for late tonight, and this is for the activity coming in into early tomorrow morning. Most of the severe weather risk with that is to the west of us, from Cedar Rapids to Iowa City to Washington. That's where some hail will be possible, along with a good rush of wind kind of through the morning commute tomorrow. The rest of us just a 1 out of 5. But tomorrow afternoon and evening is when we get this big escalation again. And it's only day 2. This is the day 2 outlook. And there's a big 4 out of 5 sitting right down here again in those same areas that just got raked by severe weather on Friday. I mean, take a look at some of the hometowns. Most of these were very much impacted by severe weather late last week. You saw Streeter pop up on the name list here again. That's one of the towns that got the EF3 tornado late last week. So heads up, tomorrow afternoon into the early evening, this is going to be the big hot spot for strong, potentially long-lived, long-tracked, and violent tornadoes right in here. Now, right now, as you can see, that does not include us. We think, given the track of low pressure and the track of the front that's going to be moving through, that threat will indeed remain to our southeast when it comes to those stronger, long-track damaging tornadoes. You can see, though, we're not completely out of the woods here. We do have a 3 out of 5, and I think this is very much in a good spot here because if we can manage to get a little bit of clearing tomorrow afternoon, these are where the storms are initially going to start to take off, and then they'll strengthen as they head off to the south and east. So, not completely out of the woods here. I think from Sterling Rock Falls down to Clinton, Quad Cities, Muscatine, Mount Pleasant, and southeast, that's indeed where your severe weather threat is going to take off tomorrow if we can manage to get a little bit of sunshine. So let me break down the 3 scenarios that we're tracking for you for tomorrow. Scenario number 1, this gives us the lowest threat of severe weather. If tomorrow we get rapid development of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, and we keep festering that development, we keep seeing repeated rounds of showers and thunderstorms through the early afternoon, and we don't get much in the way of sunshine, it remains fairly cloudy like it did last week, and we didn't materialize that severe storm threat. If we don't get any sunshine from roughly noon until 3 o'clock, the severe weather threat will be much, much lower, and it will take off to the south and east, and we may not see much of anything. Scenario number 2, the morning storms clear out around noon, if not shortly thereafter, and we work in a few hours of sunshine, building in some storm energy for the afternoon. If that occurs, our risk goes up substantially. And yes, we could even see a stronger tornado or 2 here. Scenario number 3 involves moisture getting delayed, which means we don't see as widespread a shower and storm activity tomorrow morning. It were to remain more scattered. It gets out of here sooner. That allows the sun to come in once again in the afternoon. And then as the moisture comes in during the afternoon, we continue to build in that storm energy. That would also increase our severe weather threat. So even though 2 of these scenarios show an increase in the severe weather threat here, my gut instinct telling me and looking at the data this morning is we're most likely going to be in scenario number 1. Now, I don't want you to take that and run with it as that's a guarantee as to what's going to happen tomorrow. It's just that based on everything that I've seen so far this morning, I do believe that the severe weather threat is definitely highest south and east of the Quad Cities. So again, tomorrow is going to be another day, just like what we saw last week, where once we get to about the noon hour, we're going to be what we call nowcasting. We're going to be forecasting each and every single hour. What are the satellite trends showing? Where is the track of low pressure? Where is the cold front? We're going to be analyzing that every single hour starting around noon tomorrow to see what that severe weather risk is going to do. Is it going to build up here initially, where storms could fire off right on top of us and then quickly grow severe as they go southeast? Or are we going to be stuck in the clouds all afternoon, which would limit any severe storm development here and push that new development further southeast, say down past Princeton into Peoria, LaSalle, Peru, etc. So that's what we're going to be watching as we go into tomorrow. Literally having to watch that hour by hour in the afternoon. There's your tornado zones, by the way. You can see it is still a 2 out of 5 for the Quad Cities proper. Gets elevated to a 3 out of 5 as you go further southeast, which is no surprise. Again, as I said, storms will take off most likely over top of us here in the metro, and then quickly race southeast into the evening and quickly become severe, producing all the threats that I just mentioned. But again, this is the hot zone when it comes to strong, long-track, damaging tornadoes tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's the same areas that just got raked as we went through last Thursday. Really, really unfortunate to see that. Let me put this all on a timeline, and then I'm going to show you a couple of solutions with future track here. So here's our timeline for tomorrow when it comes to that severe weather threat. Again, I don't see much in the morning. Morning not looking much impressive at all, other than heavy rain. Certainly tomorrow morning, there is going to be some heavy rain with these storms. We have a lot of moisture coming in, just like we saw with the storms last week. These are going to be efficient rain producers, and they will put down a quick inch, maybe more, depending on how all this lays out. But tomorrow afternoon, more specifically from 4 until 7 o'clock, that is our window that we're watching for severe storm potential if everything can come together just right. So let me show you our in-house model. And by now, we should be getting a new run coming in because it's been 2 hours. So I'm just going to fast forward this all through tonight because there's obviously nothing going on. But we're going to stop this first thing tomorrow morning. If you're an early commuter, and by early, I mean between 5, 6 o'clock, nothing's coming in other than a couple of showers. That heavy storm activity really doesn't get going until about 7 o'clock. So the heart of the morning commute there, yeah, that's going to be very impactful. That's heavy rain. That's perhaps a good rush of wind and perhaps some embedded small sub-severe hail, pea-size hail, perhaps penny-size hail. So that's coming in around 7 tomorrow morning. Then you notice how that stuff just kind of hangs around all morning long. Let's stop future track at about 11:30. Here's where we need to start seeing some signs that we get clearing to the west or clearing right on top of us. Let's take this into the early afternoon. We're still developing showers and a few thunderstorms through 1 o'clock. So that's not giving us really a great opportunity or chance, if you will, to clear out our skies and get a whole lot of sunshine in here. So that, given our current model run here with Future Track, our in-house solution is saying the biggest severe weather threat tomorrow is likely south and east. You see it tries to pop up, some severe looking thunderstorms here to the south around 4, but there isn't much going on north of that. Looks fairly quiet. You got a couple of showers there. Then you see that storm that was earlier near Burlington and Galesburg just explodes and takes off as it goes to the south and the east. So this is scenario number 1 that I'm showing you here with our in-house Future Track model, where we don't get a lot of sunshine in the afternoon. We don't build up a lot of storm energy, and hence all of that activity explodes to our south and to our east. Could there be 1 or 2 showers, maybe a thunderstorm through 9, 10 o'clock? Yes, but not going to be too likely. Let's go through another model here, and I'm going to show you the rapid refresh model. This is kind of the advantage of the streaming, is it's an informal setting, and I'm not limited too much on time, so we can show you a couple different scenarios here as to what may go down tomorrow. So let's go to our extended high-resolution rapid refresh model that will take us through tomorrow morning. Obviously, there's the morning complex of showers and thunderstorms, very much on track like our in-house model. But now let's go to the afternoon, which has still got some bubbling up of some showers and thunderstorms. Now, the new activity, as you saw there, doesn't take off until 4 o'clock, obviously, but notice where the vast majority of that activity starts to develop. It starts to develop right east of the Quad Cities, so kind of right in this corridor here, where I'm drawing this line here. This is our development spot. So this is scenario number 1, but still kind of nicking, if you will, our southeasternmost hometowns as we go into tomorrow evening, excuse me. So we're going to have to watch that scenario. This is scenario 1, but again, still showing that our southeasternmost hometowns are kind of at risk here. It's not so much in the metro, it's more south and more east. So that kind of gives me a little more credence to go with scenario number 1 that we're looking at in terms of storms for tomorrow. But either way, it's going to be a very volatile day for many people in our region. And as we saw last week, it only took the movement of a couple of different ingredients, and there was a very, very bad situation that developed to our southeast. So if you have friends, family members that were in the same situation last Thursday, where we had those strong, damaging long-track tornadoes move through, might be worth a phone call, maybe a quick text message. Hey, we've got a similar situation setting up tomorrow. We're going to be dealing with similar ingredients. One word I want to tell you about tomorrow, too, before I get to your questions. The speed of the storms tomorrow is going to be quite fast, because you noticed on our threat tracker here, the hourly threat tracker, it is a very small window. We're talking about a window of about 2 to 3 hours. So once these storms get going, they're going to be moving very quickly. 50, 60, in some cases, some of these storms could be moving at 70 miles an hour. So tomorrow afternoon, there will likely be some sort of a watch. It's probably going to be a tornado watch that will be issued. Where it's going to be issued, we'll have to wait and see. But once that watch gets issued, that is your notice that you really need to be on top of what's going on. Watching the radar, keeping your notifications on your cell phone on. Because when a warning gets issued tomorrow, you need to move. There's not going to be much time for standing around trying to figure out what you're going to be doing. You need to move, and you need to move quickly. Tomorrow's setup, it's very unique for June. It's dealing with a very strong jet stream that's going to be nearby once again. It's not so much driven by extreme levels of storm energy. This is a wind shear and a jet stream driven event like what we saw last week. They're very dynamic. They're much more difficult to forecast than your typical June severe weather setup. This is a very complex setup coming in for tomorrow, but it is one, like we saw last week, that could produce some very big, damaging, destructive results nearby. So that's what we're seeing this early in the game when it comes to our severe weather threat for tomorrow. Again, I don't think it's much in the morning, but we really got to keep an eye on the radar, the satellite, where the front is, where the low pressure is as we go into tomorrow evening, especially between that 4 and 7 o'clock time frame. The setup tomorrow reminds me of something that we would usually see in May. We've been dealing with this unusually cool air around here lately. Yeah, we've had some heat, but recently, we've had these cooler days, so it's not so much a really hot and humid type severe setup. It's more of a May dealing with some cooler air, but some very strong wind shear type setup that we're dealing with, and that's why we're seeing this threat of stronger tornadoes, which we usually wouldn't see in June. It'd be a weaker threat, but here we are having kind of a May-like atmosphere coming into the region, but you've got some June-like warmth in place, and that's why we're seeing all this volatility when it comes to severe weather around here lately. So, with that being said, we'll come back out here to me on camera if we can with Zach as our director in the booth this morning. And we'll answer a couple of your questions, see what we've got going on in your minds. Again, this is not to scare anyone in terms of what's going to come in for tomorrow. Again, I think our most likely scenario is that the highest threat of severe weather does indeed continue to remain to our south and east, but we have to keep in mind that we could see some of those ingredients shift a little bit further to the north. And if they do that, that changes our situation very quickly and not for the better when it comes to storms going down here for tomorrow. Let's say good morning to everyone who's in the chat with us. It's so good to be back with you after a long weekend. And here I am back, and we're talking about severe weather. Go figure, right? But hey, at least we've got a day to prepare you for it. We have got Gloria with us this morning, watching from Wyanett. Tyler is asking in Davenport, what could be the biggest threat of any severe weather? I think, honestly, for us tomorrow, it is going to be the wind threat, followed by the tornado threat. Hail threat, it's there, but I'm more concerned about the other two, especially with low pressure lingering nearby. Good morning to Linnell up there in Elizabeth. Tracy saying she'll take the storms over the heat any day. Let's see. Tyler's asking likely about the SIGs when it comes into the intensity for tomorrow. If you want, I can probably actually pop those up really quickly here. And what I'm going to ask you to do is ignore anything timestamp-wise in the banner, because I have not touched this graphic at all for today. So give me 1 second, and we will update this. So let me go to tomorrow. We'll put the tornado on there. So there is your potential tornado intensity for tomorrow. Again, and I want to stress this does not guarantee that you're going to see this strength of a tornado. But this is, like we saw last Thursday, if everything comes into play just right and the storm can take advantage of the environment that is present, this is the possible maximum strength tornado you would see. And this product was 100% spot on with last week's severe weather. It had the possibility of seeing EF3 tornadoes, and there were 2 confirmed EF3 tornadoes that indeed touched down last week. So tomorrow for most of us, it's EF2 tornado intensity, but that corridor, that higher risk, that 4 to 5 corridor, sitting a little further southeast, that's where you're going to pick up that stronger tornado potential, that long track tornado potential heading into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So that's the first look at the potential tornado intensity when it comes to that for tomorrow. If you're curious about the wind, we can pop in there really quickly too. Again, give me a minute to update this because I have not touched this since our last severe weather update that we did with you last week. So we're going to change the date in here. We're going to change the contour, make sure we have day 2 instead of today. And let's get the wind down there. And there's tomorrow's potential wind intensity, which this is interesting. Take a look at the intensity here. Let me make sure that's the right color. Yeah, 75 plus miles per hour on the wind intensity for tomorrow. So that's really interesting. And lastly, if you want to see the hail too, I can pull up the hail zones for tomorrow because remember the hail is only 2 intensities. It's either you're going to get up to golf ball size or you're going to get greater than golf ball size. So this is the hail zone for this evening and overnight. This is for the early morning stuff tomorrow. But if you're curious about tomorrow's not intensity, but rather the hail risk for tomorrow, we'll pull that up here. Let's go to day 2 and go back to hail. And there is tomorrow's. You can see there is a corridor, kind of some lighter purple, fuchsia, whatever color you want to call this. This is where you're likely going to have that golf ball size hail. And that would include Quad Cities points to the southeast. That makes sense because if the storms, like I showed you in the rapid refresh model, if they're going to take off right over top of us, that's where your hail is going to be. And then they're going to grow and increase that wind potential as they go further to the southeast along with that tornado potential. So that makes sense that that elevated hail zone would be Quad Cities and right to the southeast. And while we're here, I'm just going to update this just in case I need to go back to it. The date is already there and it's good to go. So that's what the SIGs look for. Great question. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's see. Linnell saying we have had enough in terms of damaging winds up there in Elizabeth. I agree. We have had a really busy severe weather season. It was no surprise that we had a busy severe weather season because remember we talked about this in the winter, how you go from a La Nina to an El Nino, especially during the springtime. You're going to have a busy severe weather season. It's guaranteed it's going to happen, and that's exactly what we've seen this year. Tim says he's going to be heading to Peoria in the morning, leaving around 8 a.m. Don't think you're going to have any problems in terms of severe weather in the morning, but watch out for some heavy rain. You will absolutely see that. Riley, good morning to you. She's asking, is there a possibility that this could be considered a derecho category like last Thursday? And for those with storm anxiety like me, we are in good hands with the WQAD weather team. Thank you so much. Yes, in case you missed it, those storms we had last week, that was officially considered a derecho. So we've already had our derecho for the year, if you will. And remember, on average, we get 1 derecho each year in the Quad Cities. So there's our number 1. We had our first one last week with that damaging wind producing round of thunderstorms, and it's likely we're not done with those quite yet. June, believe it or not, through much of July, that is prime derecho season here in the Midwest. Tyler says he's got a 2:30 appointment to go to. Will skies be clear or will there be any rain? It's likely we're going to see some rain still, but no severe weather that early. Let's see here. Last one is from Libby at the bottom. To me, when the severe weather comes to the immediate Quad Cities, it isn't bad. But when it gets to Illinois, it is. Yeah. And a lot of people, again, have that mixed conception about the Mississippi River kind of finagling things when it comes to severe weather. The Mississippi River really doesn't have much to do with it. The biggest thing that has to do with storm intensity when they get here, A, when did the storms form? Did they form in the afternoon or the evening or overnight? Obviously, if they form in the afternoon and evening, you're going to get severe weather. 2, where did they form? If they form way to the west and it takes them all day and all night to get here, you're usually going to peter out and not do too much. So that's your main factor when it comes to storm intensity here. It doesn't have much to do with the river. It's not wide enough. It's just not a big enough body of water. And we've talked about that multiple times on Ask Andrew. Don't forget. I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday morning here. I'm going to head upstairs, brief the newsroom, let them know what to expect tomorrow. And tomorrow, yes, we will plan on continuous coverage, streaming especially on the free News 8 app. That was the first place we went last week when severe weather was threatening. We were on the News 8 app first. As soon as the storms got closer, we broke in on air. And we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Already planning multiple streams. We'll do another severe storm discussion at 9 a.m., another one at noon tomorrow, and then more coverage in the afternoon as we go along. Of course, we have plans for the Beast to be out as well, so no worries. We've got you covered no matter what comes our way tomorrow. We'll keep tracking it here. You just keep checking in with us occasionally from now through tomorrow. I'll see you coming up on GMQC at 11.